We are about to bring in our next guest here.
Big Healy.
One Kevin Big Healy Clark himself. A man that I'll be teeing it up with, probably wearing a pretty similar outfit to what he's got on right now in a couple days. Kevin, good afternoon, my friend.
I think I'm going to wear white pants with you, Peter.
Dude, you know what? I think I have some orange golf pants. That might be a look, man. That might be a look.
This is the vibe Kevin's going with.
I was going to wear all white to the game. And thank you, Johnny, for pointing out this is a Butch Davis visor. And then the orange out kind of swerved my plans, but I'm going to make do. I'm going to make do. What's going on? What you have a Cam? Is that your look, Cam Ward?
I got the Cam Ward Oilers throwback going on right now, which a lot of people assumed it was a Warren Moon. I don't know how you feel about unretiring jerseys. I get it if Peyton Manning's coming to your franchise after he's already won a Super Bowl. I get that. I'm not sure how I feel about it with a rookie. I think Cameron Ward, I mean, hell, he hasn't even earned Cam yet at the position to earn the number one from this franchise. That's a mighty lofty expectation that he's setting for himself.
By the way, no one asked me, but this is a 87 Hurricanes press-on shirt gifted to me by the late Hurricane Bob, the bartender at the Riviera Country Club. Shout out to
beautiful.
You. Beautiful. Right 87. By the way, the last time we played Florida, Notre Dame, and Florida State in the same year, we won the championship, went undefeated. We won't get into all that stuff. But Kevin,
was that when Florida decided to start playing a more national schedule and then never left the state for 40 years?
It sure was. But I want to talk to you about something, a sensitive topic. Okay. Otherwise, a good year for your household. You know, Pulitzer Prize. You know, many career successes on ESPN and Omaha. I think overall probably ranks as like a B when you put the thing in totality because of an event you witnessed in upstate New York. So just emotionally, where you're at, talk to us.
Yeah. I got to be honest with you. I went to the Syracuse game. I've told the story a million times. But I have a new wrinkle, which is that I was on my camp tour, NFL training camps, about 3 weeks ago. And I'm in Bristol. I'm going to Rochester where the Bills are. So I'm going, great. I'm going to go to Albany. I'm going to have a nice little night in Albany where Reese Poffenberger applied his trade for a while. But I'll just stay there. And then I'll hit
order wings with no flavor on them, Kevin.
I'll hit Rochester the next day. It's a long drive. You got to break it up. You got to stop in Albany, pay your respects to Poff. And then I get there and I throw open the Marriott app. Shout out, no free ads, but it's a good hotel chain. And every hotel is like $800. And I go to find out it's Cooperstown weekend. So every hotel in like 40 miles is booked or is $800. So I looked, and the next town where there were hotels was Syracuse, New York.
No.
And the only hotel that was affordable was the hotel I stayed in for that game. And I remember everything about that game. I like that morning. I remember going back because we had the hotel for the night after. We got our luggage while I was all depressed. And literally, I booked the room, drove to Syracuse. And then when I got to the roundabout, which I remember vividly, I decided I couldn't do it, canceled the room, kept driving to Rochester. I could not step foot in the city of Syracuse. And I may never again.
Wow.
Kevin, let's stop pussyfooting around it. I think we're going to destroy these guys on Sunday night. I really do. I think we're going to rip their freaking heads off. I know that you and I have shared some concerns about the kicking game. I don't think we're going to see the kickers outside of PATs. I think this is going to be a thorough domination. People are vastly underestimating how good Miami's going to be along those lines. Do you concur?
Maybe we see the kicker in like in the preseason, they're like kind of jokey 68-yard kicks. Like maybe we're up so much in the third quarter that they're like, let's have Carter Davis try one of those fake, get the crowd riled up. Like I once went to there was a Magic playoff game where Ty Lue was like our 15th guy, and we put him in because we were blowing out the Celtics, which you can enjoy Mike Ryan. And Ty Lue just hit like a random, like pre-Steph Curry half court, just like set shot three, and it just brought the house down. And I kind of feel like Carter Davis, maybe like 65-yarder, could be that on the fourth quarter on Sunday night.
Strongest leg many people have seen.
I'm telling you, Dave Lake and I, we said it at the spring game. We said it earlier. It sounds different coming off his boot, man. It's a beautiful,
does he make
booming
them?
noise.
Yeah, he makes them.
Yeah.
So, I mean, in the practice, let's see what happens, under the lights. If he is the guy, Bert Auburn also, has been in the mix there. This has not officially been announced. We're not leaking anything else on here.
One guy made him more than the other guy.
Yeah, I'll tell you this: they both benefited from an outstanding operation. Snap and hold, I'm told, is like the best level it's been since Mara's been here.
Yeah.
So, sorry, Kevin.
And we have good returners, which is a welcome change of pace here. But back to the ripping the heads off and dominating this team at the point of attack. Do you concur?
Yeah, I think we're gonna win. I think it's coin toss game. I'm not gonna go 48-3 or whatever like you're doing.
Let me get 5 beers in you.
Yeah, no, even I CJ Carr making us. What I'm surprised by, Mike Ryan, is the attitude that Notre Dame fans have. So first of all, I am dialed on the Notre Dame message boards. I'm dialed, and I put in onto Twitter the thread where a guy said you should bring a gun to protect yourself
and your ground state.
The stand your ground state. So I like that he thinks that applies to literally everything in the state. And also that somehow like rooting for Miami constitutes as self-defense if you're a Notre Dame fan. He's like, well, this is legal. I can shoot you because you're a part of the orange out. But the thing I'm surprised by, so last year at this time, I came on the show from the airport, if you remember. Mm-hmm. And I was talking about how I think we're going to blow out Florida because even the writers, they're talking about things other than football. They're talking about, oh, this person is going to take the next step. And it was some low four-star I never heard of. And then the swamp is going to take over and Cam Ward's not ready for it. And Cam Ward had fumble problems. And it was all this stuff. And I'm just sitting there saying, is anyone going to talk about the players? Because it looks like Miami has a lot better players. I don't see that kind of talent gap this time. And I think they're talking about the players in a more serious regard with the Notre Dame fan base and media because they have good players. Leonard Moore is a really good player. Jeremiah Love is a really good player. He's banged up as the season went along last year. I think their line is really good. We'll see. Again, talk about the surprising attitude that some of them have. The attitude they have around some of the young defenders. I'll give you an example. Bryce Young, who blocked 3 kicks last year. Not a ton of sample size on actually rushing the passer. Traore, who's the other guy on the other side, the defensive end. Traore, excuse me. He played 5 games last year, got hurt. There's some question marks here. And so, but there are question marks for us too. We're throwing Justin Scott out there. He didn't get a lot of, but what I'm saying is I'm surprised that Notre Dame fans are acting as if they are, and the only 2 programs who have gotten to do this in the last 15 years are Georgia and Alabama. And and Alabama can't do it anymore. And Georgia is cycling out of being able to do it, which is like, I remember something that Big Cat said last year where he went to the Wisconsin Alabama game, or maybe it was 2 years ago when Saban was still there. And Wisconsin went up 2 scores and he was sitting next to Alabama fans. And they were just like, oh, okay. Like, we're fine. We're going to win by 50 points. And he realized at that point that they were like a gang of traveling Vikings who just went into towns and were just like, yeah, we're going to win. What are you going to do about it? And I've been surprised at how many Notre Dame fans have that attitude on a talent matchup that I think is actually quite close.
Especially when it's a place that they haven't won at since the early 80s. And typically when they come down here, they try to avoid it like the plague. When they come down here, they get it handed to them.
Kevin, I got
real quick. One thing in Miami's favor is the fan base has been doing this thing now, and Miami stepped into it with a stupid Twitter post, but they're doing this thing now where they're saying, well, we beat Penn State in January, so we can just win there again. Buddy, just wait until you see our fans. Like, we are a completely insane group of people.
I got to ask you this. Listen, you had a lot of success. Your words are very valuable, right? Your words cost a lot of money, whether they're written or on all of the shows that you put on. You have spent more words on Robert Stafford than any human being alive, I believe. probably 5 figures worth of just thought and analysis of Robert Stafford, Dione Hill, just the fifth defensive back for the Miami Hurricanes over the past year. You also witnessed a Syracuse situation live. Your trauma with the defensive back position in general and how you feel that might be rectified by the group we got in here now.
They threw resources at it. And that's when I'm talking about NFL GMs and who I was just on a show earlier today and I was talking about NFL GM and it was a local show. And I was saying like, if it's the old Billy Bean line, if you have to do something, you're screwed. Right. And last year we had to have Damari Brown healthy and take a leap. We had to have Jaden Harris go from 0 conference snaps to 800 and look competent. That did not happen. Mish Powell, I don't know. He had played for a national champion team the year before, a national championship runner-up the year before. So I guess he could be serviceable, but he couldn't be the best player in the secondary. And I think that going out and it sucks that if we had these defensive backs last year, we could have won the national championship. But the only thing you can do is throw resources at the problem and improve it and not make the same mistake twice. The one thing I've been very happy about with the Mario era is they really have not made the same mistake twice. Last year, I think, was a failure of everything. It was personnel. It was Guidry. It was just some bad luck. Like the Georgia Tech game to me is more annoying than the Syracuse game. Like when I look at that, like I felt like we were always going to lose a game like Syracuse. It just happened at the exact worst time. We were always going to get both. Like it could have been the Louisville game where you just end up going, it's 52-48, and all of a sudden you lose on a sort of last possession type of deal, right? But the Georgia Tech game to me was even more frustrating, where we just couldn't get off the field on 3rd and 18. That to me was personnel, and we're not going to have that problem anymore. So I feel better about it, and also I think I just saw a post. Unfortunately, my algorithm now is all Notre Dame fans, so I'm just tapped in with them. And I saw a post that was like CJ Carr was studying Miami film. I think it was Miami, Florida State on May 3rd. Good luck, buddy. I don't know what there is to see. Akeem Mesidor going up and down the field doing cardio. Like, I don't know what there is to see. We have a new DC. We've got, Ruben Baines down to 275 pounds. How many guys are actually back? 3? Like, how many? Like it's depending on whether we think Moton's going to start. He's a rotational guy. It's really Bain, Mesidor, and Wesley, right?
Mm-hmm.
We flipped
I want to
over
ask you a question real quick, kind of switching gears to the pros because I love your NFL coverage. I'm sporting Cam Ward's jersey. This is a first for people our age, having a University of Miami alum get drafted where he did and play right away for an NFL franchise. This is rare. We should appreciate it. But next level on that is him performing admirably. He's got one of the best offensive line coaches ever, so hopefully that mitigates some of the concerns along the offensive line. He's got a veteran wide receiver core, and he's playing in a weak division. Is this an offensive rookie of the year for Cameron Ward?
Without names, I do not want you to chime in. I don't want to betray the trust of anybody. So I'm not going to let you speak, Mike Ryan. I'm just going to let you react to me saying that the Super Bowl, you and I had a lot of beers, and I opened up my phone book, and we just texted top 5 in the draft coaches and GMs about how Cam Ward was going to be a Hall of Famer. That's all we did for like 20 minutes. I was just going through it and saying, well, they got that pick. I just texted Cam Ward no matter what to 10 guys, 15 guys, something like that. I mean, we had to inundate some organizations, they needed it from every angle, get the OC on board, get the coach on board, get the GM, but we had to attack that. You know how I feel about that.
Well, let me ask you, because this is your world. I mean, this is football.
Yeah.
I mean, you are plugged in here. What I say?
This is football. This is
football.
I just said that.
Yeah.
I thought you meant it like
no. This is football. So you're plugged into this world. Would Cam have gone? I have some sources with the Giants, like this right here. I got a source with the Giants, high ranking source with the Giants. I think they probably would have taken him.
So does Evan Shapiro.
Do you think he would have gone 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Like, in other words, anyone.
If the Titans took Abdul Carter, Yeah.
Correct. Like he was just going to be the next pick no matter what. That he was that value.
I think so.
Wide. It wasn't just.
I think it's hard.
Situation.
I think it's hard to. Is your Giant source? I was trying to. I don't want. You know what's funny is I almost said a name of a player who's like a Hurricanes great who's connected to the Giants, but it actually might be your source. So I'm just not going to say. I'm not going to
no comment.
David Lake is going to joke. Feeling a lot of crazy stuff on here. So
I was going to joke, and then I decided not to joke. I'm pulling out a joke. All right, so I think that now like people will say like Jackson Dart looks good. So if you asked Jesse Armstead, he would say like we would have taken Dart no matter what, right? Like I think you end up kind of retconning that and lying, but I think Cam Ward, his tape was just too good. And there's a lot of people like Kevin O'Connell, a couple other guys who I talked with at the owners meetings were like, man, his tape is awesome. And for me, when he made a mistake, he made 2 real deal mistakes last year, and they were both against Virginia Tech. They were just like traditional interceptions. And then every other interception or huge mistake, he was doing a bit. Like he was doing a joke. He was kind of like, watch this, watch what I can do. Like you ever playing NCAA or Madden and you kind of know that you're going to restart the game. So you just start acting completely insane and you start just like throwing into triple coverage and going for it on like 4th and 18. Like
that was him at Cal.
That was him a couple times where he was just like, yeah, I think we're going to lose. So, and by the way, the Cal thing in the 4th quarter, I rewatched the Cal game. Because it's becoming so. My cope on last year is that the 2000 Florida State Miami game, which is an amazing memory for all of us here, did not end in a national championship. And so I thought about that a couple months ago. So now I'm like, can I rewatch some of those games and have not that pit in my stomach, right? So I've been doing more of rewatching. And what was funny about the Cal game, guys, is the guys around Cam Ward still played like bozos for like most of the 4th quarter. It was a lot of holding penalties, a lot of procedural stuff. And Cam Ward was just like, okay, it's 3rd and 20. That's fine. And so I just think that, you get into I just think he's the perfect quarterback. I think he's amazing. And geography is destiny for quarterbacks. And so he might end up getting hit too much, or he might hold on to the ball too much. My one thing with him is just like, we saw it against Georgia Tech. Tight ends open, just take it. Just take it. Like hit the screen. Like you don't have to hit Jacoby George 40 yards down the field. I hope that he gets that drilled into him. And I think just the speed and the body clock of the NFL will speed that up.
So we covered last year's quarterback. What do you make of this year's quarterback in Carson Beck?
Well, Bruce Feldman was on my show, and he said that Todd Monken told
he was on our show.
He was
too,
on our
right,
show,
man?
and he also said Todd Monken.
Well, I just want to say it.
4:00, and he started the sentence with Todd Monken.
Shannon Dawson called Todd Monken.
Yeah,
and Monken raved about him. Well, I that's the best info I have.
We're well established on what Bruce Feldman thinks and what Todd Monken
this
thinks.
Is like one of the funniest
think?
bits. One of the funniest Le Batard bits was when I was in college, and they would Dan would be kind of just like powering down on Dolphins takes. Like it would be like a huge game, and he wouldn't have anything, and he would just go, "Can we just pipe in Mandich? Like, can we just have Mandich?" Because they were on at the same time on different rival stations. He's like, "Can Mandich just be on our airwaves for like the next 20 minutes so that we don't have to do this?" And right now, I just feel like for that answer, we could have just replayed the Bruce clip.
Yeah.
Kevin, I really don't want to get political at all with you. That's not what I want to do. But I just want to see, did you
this? You could have answered the Carson Beck question.
Have a stance on the mobile phone ban in the state of Kentucky for students? I got to tell you, our intern department is getting obliterated right now.
Crushed.
It is not good, man.
Yeah.
I mean, what are your thoughts?
It's tough. You got to find a way. Is what I'd say about that. If I'm talking to Trenton Breeze, you got to find a way. Well, I want to answer the Carson Beck thing.
Oh, thank you.
What was I supposed to do? Let that just hang there? Like what? Let that Kentucky,
says it is hurting the bottom line of CanesInSight. It really is.
Canes Cats Heat. 3-0. No fins for Canes Cats Heat.
No.
All right. So with Beck, I just hope it's a little more like hit the open tight end, hit the screen game. Like the one thing that I think we forget is that Tyler Van Dyke had open guys. Like Tyler Van Dyke's running sprint right option. He's doing basic air raid stuff. And he had open guys. He was just a bozo who was just missing them and sailing passes. So Carson Beck's going to have open guys all the time. There's going to be easy answers. If he takes the easy answers for an entire year, we're going to go 10-2 and go to the playoff. And so I think that he can do that. He's going to have a lot of time. Hope he doesn't abuse that time, which Cam was guilty of in some cases. But I think the offense is going to be really good still. I think it's going to be a top 20 offense. And then if the defense is much improved, good things happen.
I also don't want to get political, but I have to say, you showed up on the podcast with a beer in hand, dressed in full golf attire.
Yeah, yes, sir.
No, I don't see one comment in the chat questioning your level of lucidity and soberness, but yet I drink half a can of Buzzin'. I'm a little bit maybe more tan than you. My grandfather didn't fight in the Spanish-American War on the side of
yeah, I was going to say he might have, but
so I'm just saying it seems to be a double standard in society that if you wear golf clothes and you had that unbelievable blonde head of hair and you have Pulitzer Prize winners in the immediate family, you get away and no one questions your level of intoxication. I'm just saying there's some societal stuff going on. That was more of a statement than a question.
I want to go back to the Spanish-American War thing real quick. Now, I don't, not to get political, but for me, I put the clip on. Bear Felica and I had this thing today where we talked about. So my great grandfather played for Notre Dame in 1897. At 17, he was the Armando Blunt of the Notre Dame team in 1897. He got in games as a freshman.
He needed that year to develop, though. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah. No, literally, in like the clips and stuff are like, boy, he's going to develop something. The Peter of Notre Dame in 1897 was just dialed, knowing about the development. So then he joins the Army as a sophomore and just leaves Notre Dame. Like it wasn't like a thing. Who cared back then? It was just a random group of guys. Like it's luck. He could have played for he could have played for Chicago Dental. Like they played Rush Medical College. Like that's. It was just random. He ended up playing for Notre Dame. And someone replied to me today and said, do you think that a man of action like him would be so disappointed that his great grandson is a podcaster? And I was like, well, first of all, it would take a long time to get him up to speed until he figured out what exactly a podcast was. Because I'm not even sure they had radio back then. So it's going to take, what we think, an hour to get him up to speed on what a podcaster is. And then he'd probably be like, so you didn't have to go fight an insane war based on, like, again, not to get political, murky origins. Remember the Maine? Come on. And so I actually think he would think it was sick.
So he fought for it, really.
He fought for me to be a podcaster. That's exactly right. And I don't know how he'd feel about the Miami thing, but Miami didn't even exist back then. It was 27 years away from being founded.
Very true.
He would have played for Miami if he could have.
Kevin Clark.
My uncle walked on for like a day, and they did a little like kind of a Rudy deal at Notre Dame, and they like did the depth chart after like a week. And he was 19th on the depth chart, quarterback. And he was like, I think I'm good. And he left.
It's like Reese Poffenbarger at North Texas. All right. Kevin, not to get political.
Any homegrown talent at Florida State.
Always appreciate you stopping by. Thank you for always being a friend to HURRICADE and CanesInSight. Eager to get you down here for a game. Vibes are always good. We'll see you at Dave & Buster's post game.
See you at Friday. See you on the golf course, Peter.
Yes, sir. See you then.
Kevin, Big Healy.
Big Healy, man.
Clark. We're just minutes away from